I'm about to say what happened on the show. I feel like you just want to make an appearance.
I promise I will. Absolutely.
Just make an appearance. Just come say hi. Just come say hi.
Look.
Just come say hi.
I'm actually leaving. Actually, I'll go help you.
Literally just scoot by and say hi.
Hi. I'll do it. So scoot by and say hi.
All right, so unfortunately, if you missed the casting special video, you're not gonna really know who I'm talking about a lot of the time, but I'm not gonna get too much into who everybody is because I've already done a video. You can see that video right here. I'm just gonna get into what happened this episode. So everyone's arriving at the resort. Oh my gosh, my mic is gonna fall. So everyone's arriving at the resort. Yeah, you know, just introductions, first impressions, all the melanin. It looks great. It looks beautiful. I love it. And honestly, I'm going to keep hope alive for this season because I'm still mourning the death of the relationship of Michael and Shay. And in season 2, I'm still mourning the death of the relationship of Tondi and Mario. Even though Mario is now with Riva, I don't care. I never wanted them to be together, but all the best to you guys, whatever. Off the bat, apparently Joy and Chris already know each other, which is good because Chris is gonna need somebody who has his back. Because his personality, his demeanor, it's a little cocky. He feels as if like, nobody's gonna send me home. I'm great, I'm whatever, I'm this and that. And it's like, sir.
I know that I won't be eliminated day one because my presence, my smile.
Show me your chest. Ooh, you're glowing.
And the sex that oozes out of my pores will attract many a woman.
So you're gonna need a woman who's gonna be in the other women's ear, who vouches for you. I told y'all Adriana was gonna be a problem. I said it.
I noticed I'm one of the youngest women, and I can tell that some of the women kind of look at me a little side-eyed. It's fine. Like, if you're doing what you're doing right, I shouldn't even be competition in your eyes.
She's taking pride in being the young girl, being the more peppy one, which, okay, yeah, but she's giving me vibes of the girl from last season. I forget her name, but I'll put her right here. And she would always like make it seem like she was the hot commodity of the house when there were other women who could provide more, but just because she was the younger one, she was the more aesthetically pleasing one, you know, she let that get to her head. And I'm just like, okay, but what else do you have to offer other than your age and your beauty? This is breaking my heart, but Denise is already getting on my nerves.
Okay, I went to Alabama A&M. We never lost.
Okay, but I probably beat your girls though.
Well,
Yeah, I did.
You probably, maybe so. You are, man. Uh-oh.
I got it. Thank you.
Like, I'm rooting for you, and I understand you've been through a lot, and you're a woman of a particular age. You know what you want. You know, you're not about to beat around the bush about certain things. However, the attitude, it's a lot. It's a lot to handle, even for me. And I'm just like, I'm not even trying to pursue you, and I'm more like, you know what? I'm good off you. The laying your feet on every guy, like, sis, what's going on? So I don't know. In the trailer, she does seem to be a little problematic. So I'm pretty sure my notion about her is not wrong. I think she's just more aggressive in how she pursues men, which, okay, yeah, that's great. However, like, it's day one. You can dial it back a little bit, especially when you're at risk of someone going home. You're putting it on a lot. So Simone's going around the house talking about how she wants a man who's well-traveled, a man who has a passport. I hope you have a passport. Do you have a passport?
No more slackers, even if they fine. Cause you know what? I can't take your abs to the bank.
Already exposing your materialistic views on dating and all that. I understand she is a lawyer. She has, you know, a credible career and all that, but you gotta ask for more than just money. Rashid and Adriana apparently used to date back in the day, like years ago, post Rashid's divorce, but she ghosted him back then. My thing with the ghosting is, what about what happened back then is gonna change now, besides time and, you know, maybe healing from the divorce, the conversation that they were having was stuff that you would have on a first date. And I'm thinking to myself, like, the answers are going to be the same. So what is the difference now from then?
Do you want kids?
Yes, I want kids.
Really?
In a perfect world, I want 3 boys, is what I said.
3 boys?
3 boys.
Lord have mercy.
Yes.
That's like all guards. Like, you got
That's what I want. I'm the queen
the
of the
point
house.
guard,
That's it.
the 2
Yes.
guard, and the small forward. I love you. I swear to God, I'm in love.
I just feel like now that they're on a show, now that, you know, they have no choice but to interact, they're making it seem like there's potential there. However, I'm skeptical about it. I don't feel like there is potential. I mean, if you go so far as to ghost somebody, you didn't even have the courtesy to be like, hey, for this and this and this reason, I can no longer, you know, further this relationship. You full on just didn't say nothing and bounce? Nah, you ain't got a second chance with me, sorry. Now here goes Sam having the personality of a wall. He is just posted up, doing nothing. Like, he talks about how he was raised to be seen as royalty and not just a commoner, basically, is what I understood it as. But your stoic persona, your stoic nature doesn't work in an environment like this. You have to be outgoing. You have to make an impression. You have to present yourself in a way where people will be intrigued. However, you just standing here doing nothing is doing nothing for you. Now Denise is having a conversation with Calfani, and she actually opens up about her domestic abuse in the past, and he took it very well.
You just have to pull it together.
You do.
Because nobody's going to help you but you.
That's
You
it.
know what I mean?
That's
I
it.
had
You
to.
gotta work on your own healing
have to work.
process.
Absolutely.
So we all ran our heads into the wall and made so many mistakes. But it's about learning from them and getting deeper
Learning.
into the spirit so you don't make the same mistakes.
Same mistakes over and over.
I expected him to, well, I expected anybody, not just him in particular, but I expected him to maybe question her more about it, or maybe ask like how she's come out of it. But he received it almost like he knew, and he just knew that it was to make it a point to give her words of encouragement rather than to question her more about it. And I really liked that. They seem to be really comfortable with each other. We'll see where that goes. I'm skeptical. Calfani doesn't seem to be the type to want a woman who's too aggressive, who's too assertive, like maybe someone who's more fun, outgoing, which Denise very well could be. But based off this first impression, I don't see it. Now, Raymond, I understand you guys are all grown. You guys have all been through some things. But you bringing up your 5 kids and your music history, your musician lifestyle, and your dating history, and outside. Granted, I'm not saying denounce your kids. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying, you know, maybe wait till day 2 to tell stories like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot for the first day.
I saw
Were
marriage.
you out there hoeing too?
I was. No, I
What made
did.
you change your mind?
You grow up. That's what I did.
Damn. Well, it was nice meeting you. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go get
nice.
switch out my water.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
I'd be looking at a situation like that like, well, what's going to change for you now? Like, how did you get to have 5 kids? How many baby mamas does that mean? I mean, you're still a musician. You're still on the road. Like, when am I ever going to have time with you? What about the groupies on the road? Do you get away from them? Like, what? Like, I'm just, like, my head is just going to the most extremes. And I feel like for day 1, you don't want to plant those seeds. Like, okay, sure, bring up your kids because they are your kids. You're not ashamed of them, right? Well, that's the hope. You're not ashamed of them. You want to make it known that you have kids. However, you can save this stuff until later. Just secure your place in the house, make a connection with somebody, and then get into the business. Now, Dani and Calfani, that's a vibe.
Okay, how old is she?
She's 12.
Oh, good. I thought you was going to say 6 months. Black.
I do. No, but I have a son also.
He's 6 months? Black?
Look at that whole facial expression. Dani, really funny. She just had me laughing.
I really like the two of them together. Once I finish this episode, you'll realize that that's not going to go anywhere. But I hope that when the show is over, if they're both still single, they try to maybe pursue it. I'm assuming everybody there is from Houston and not just that they're filming in Houston. So hopefully they'll have an opportunity to explore that, because I felt it, man. I felt it. And I was really, really sad that it got cut short. So please, guys, please do it for me. Do it for me. Get together, talk, date, something. Just give me some kind of hope. Okay, back to Raymond for a moment. Raymond talks about how he's more interested in dating younger women. He's talking to, what's her name? Not Alex. What's her name? Adriana at this point. And he talks about how he gets accepted more by younger women and all that. And I'm like, well, I mean, for a man with your history, it's probably easier to sway a woman in your favor if she, oh, this is gonna sound bad, but if she has lower standards. Not that her standards are low, but when you're a woman who's been through a lot of things, you just become more stringent in what you allow into your life. So when you're younger, like me, there's probably a lot more things I'm accepting now than I will be accepting in 5 years from now. You know, it has nothing to do with Adriana having low standards. That's not what I'm trying to say. However, age and experience can make you jaded, or it can make you just a little more constricted in what you accept in your life. And if somebody is coming with this much baggage on day one, I doubt they're gonna accept you in the way that you would like. So I'm not surprised that he was connecting the way that he was with Adriana, but also Raymond, grow up. Near the end of the episode, for me personally, the people who I felt were going were Sam and Simone. They were the two people who were shooting themselves in the foot, shooting themselves in the feet? They were shooting themselves in the foot with the conversations they were having. And I'm just like, you gotta cater to who's around you. Like, your personality is great. I'm sure your personality is amazing. However, Simone's aggressiveness and Sam's stoicness are a detriment in an environment like this if it's put on too much. Sam was like too stoic and too reserved, while Simone was just really hounding down a lot on the guys. And it's like, okay, girl, like, we understand you're a lawyer, but this is not the interrogation room. Like, you don't got to be doing all this. But unfortunately, Sam ended up going home and Dani went home. That's what really hurt me. It really hurt me that Dani went home, because I felt for her, man. I felt for her story. I felt for the journey that it took for her to get here, and the fact that she was eliminated day one because she gave homie vibes. Listen.
Who are you not feeling?
Dani give me such homie vibes.
She gave me that homegirl vibe too, like one of the ones I can definitely kick it with.
We ain't picking homegirl.
Okay.
that's a different show.
Dani, from a fellow homie, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I definitely feel like Simone should have been the one eliminated, but it is what it is. I don't see her staying for a long time. That's no shade to you, Simone. I just don't know if your personality is one for this environment, if it's gonna be this full on and this strong. It's just my opinion. So that has been episode 2, technically episode 1. I don't know if it's episode 2 or 1. I don't know what episodes this counts as, but that's the review of this episode. Guys, I'm still holding out hope. I'm holding out hope only because Will Packer told me there are going to be relationships. And Will Packer, you would not lie to me. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to stick it out. And I know some of you guys are going to fall off, but I will stick it out for you guys. And you guys can just watch these videos instead of watching the whole show. Y'all were doing that for The Bachelorette already, so I know how you feel. I will catch you guys next week for another Ready to Love review.